the opposite of faith is not doubt, but certainty.
There's a line that Sister Aloysius says, I don't have anybody to help me with this. Everything is run by men. I don't have any access to power.
Faith, doubt, and
certainty.
Certainty is her
right,
tragic
because
flaw, would you say? Or?
yeah, because I think Aloysius is certain pretty much all the time. Even though there are hints where she'll say, yes, I could be wrong, but then she says, I doubt I am.
And there's doubt.
That's right, and there it comes again. So, yeah.
You know, when I think about my character, Sister James, I'm very subservient. I love authority. I will respect authority, and there are a few times in the play in which I don't. Like, I speak out of turn, and as an actor, those are some of, like, the most challenging ones to craft, but then also thinking from, like, a deep perspective of, like, what actually would trigger me or trigger Sister James to really, like, speak against Sister Aloysius, or to say something a bit unkind to Father Flynn about Sister Aloysius. And that's been, it's really telling of the soul, like, when we let our guard down in that way. We have an introduction right before the beginning of the play that Duane, who plays Father Flynn, has created, and we got to watch it the other night, and it just sets the stage for the time period so perfectly, creating this atmosphere that really, like, reminds everyone what was going on in our country. It's so powerful, and it honestly sets the stage for this play, I feel like, in such a beautiful way.
You're playing an actor and a technician. Can you just...
Both sides of the curtain, as I like to say. But I'm designing lights, sound, and video for this, as well as sort of handling all the miscellaneous technical elements. I think mostly what it is about Father Flynn is he talks about humanity and being there for people when they maybe feel alone, but being there when someone needs someone, and recognizing that we're all human. And
how does that, over the arc of the play, like, I feel like as an audience member, at times I've watched it or read it, and I want to believe in Father Flynn's words about humanity, but then as I see him being accused and possibly a person who's committed wrongdoing, then I start to be less invested in his, what is it a facade? How earnest is it?
I think, of course, as an actor, you're always innocent, and I think, of course, he is, and there's this guilt. This is a false accusation, but the play itself is this great investigation on what doubt is, how it lives in us, how it moves, what it becomes, what it does to us. So he's the sort of foil to that for Sister Aloysius.
And in terms of as an actor making a choice about whether he did or didn't do it, I remember watching interviews with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and they say, did you make a choice? You say yes, and I will never tell anyone. Have you already told us there that you haven't, or
no,
wish to speak on it or not?
I mean, of course, all actors have the choices that they make, but for me, I don't want to figure it all out before the show opens. There's always a little left, more to go. So I look forward to finding the rest of that as I go through the run of the show.
And our next play is Oleana, which again fits in with the Me Too movement, and that's that goes back even further. Another play we're looking at is The Other Place, which is a play about Alzheimer's. And we're also taking a look at a play called Other Desert Cities by John Robin Bates. There are a lot of local playwrights around that we want to give a stage to the extent we can. We'll be doing that in June here with an evening of one-act plays written by women in the Low Hood. Your name again?
Maxwell.
Never heard of him.